In this video, we're going to show how to create and use custom user functions in the line item database system. So these are set up in the preferences in your line item database definitions. So we'll go into data and display, click line item database. Now we have a custom database set up here, and this is just a cloned copy of the basic product sales, and we've made a couple modifications to it for this demo. So if I go into edit definition, I've created a salesperson list for the drop-down list type, because what we're going to do is show how to use a custom user function along with a drop-down list. Now the reason we're using a drop-down list is because it helps control the user input to a set list of values, which will be numeric, and then we can use those numeric values within a custom function. So this list is basically a list of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and the data values, Ian, Karen, Joel, and unknown for the default. So these are the display values that you would see in a drop-down list, and these are the underlying data values, the unique values associated with each item. And our custom user function will operate on these numbers. And what we're going to show in this example is using a custom user function to turn a salesperson selected for the quote into the commission rate that's going to determine the commission for that salesperson. So now that we've added that salesperson list, we're going to add a global field. Use the drop-down list type. And when we create a drop-down list type, we have to pick the list. So that's why we pre-created that list, just to shorten the video a little bit. And we're going to hide the salesperson from the output, so that way it doesn't get output into the cost summary. This is just for behind the scenes. And we've already used the label or tag salesperson for the actual list, so we will just shorten this up. Salesperson. All right, now that we have our list and field created, let's go create a custom user function. So we'll just add a new function. We'll call it a sales commission function. And I'll set our default value to 0. Now a custom user function, if you're familiar with Excel, it's basically like an Excel switch statement or an if-then-else statement, where we're kind of just basically transforming one value into another value. So in this case, we're going to transform the salesperson, which is going to be a numeric value, 0, 1, 2, 3, into an actual commission percentage. So by default, the commission percent will be 0. And we're going to build up this if-then-else statement using these options. So if our salesperson is 0, enter a data value, so we're going to return 0, which would be the same thing as the default. Now we're going to add if salesperson is 1, let's just set the result to 0.1, 10%. If salesperson is 2, let's make that 15. Salesperson is 3, make that 20%. Now we can see all the entries. We can select individual ones, go back and make edits. If we want to see kind of what the function is going to actually look like as a statement, this is how it would be evaluated. All right, so we've got our function set up. Now we can use this function within a calculation. So this is going to become a global field, and we're going to add a new global. It'll be salesperson commission. And that'll become a currency. And it's going to be a calculation. All right, so we'll create a calc statement. And we can look at view calc fields. And we'll actually see sales commission function as a selectable calculation value. And we can just type this in, but using this form, it keeps us from making spelling mistakes. So we're doing a calculation on the sales commission function. Now that will return 0, 0.1, 0.15, or 0.2, but we want to multiply that by the order total. So our order total will be one of the globals. Now, depending on how you want to do the calculations, are you going to do this off of the subtotal before taxes, discounts, and so on, or after everything? So it's going to be up to you to determine the actual value that you're going to be doing your salesperson commissions off of. Maybe you even need to make a new hidden custom field to be the correct value that the commission will be created on. So it's really going to come down to how you run your business practices. Well, let's just do it off the overall total amount. That's after taxes, shipping, discounts are applied, sales tax, so on. All right, and we're going to make that a hidden field because it's not going to get output to the invoice or cost summary that the client sees. It's just going to be used behind the scenes so you can have record of the salesperson commissions. All right, so other uses for custom user functions could be, say you want to create a custom user function for calculating shipping costs based on the weight of the entire order. You could create a custom function where you take the weight of the order, and then depending on the weight, you can output the shipping amount. So it has a lot of uses. So you're basically just using custom user functions to convert one value to another value for use within a calculation, typically, or to convert one value to another for display purposes. So let's go put this all to use in an actual project. Go add a new project. Select our custom database, and let's put in some line items. got some line items in there. Let's get our globals. Let's say we have a 6% tax rate. Shipping might be $20. 10%. We have a $10 discount. And who's the salesperson? Let's just pick Karen here. That was the 0.15% sales commission. And we can view the globals here. So you can see this is our 0.15% of the overall total. Now if we go do a test and preview, this salesperson won't show up in the output because we hid the field, and you'll just use that for your back-end accounting to know how much you owe in your salesperson commissions. So you can see the cost summary, the invoice. We can actually go do a full build of the whole document. All right, our final build's been completed. So you can see the final output here. Now, if we wanted to make the salesperson visible, say you wanted to add that somewhere up in the invoice, that's easy. You just edit the custom template and put the salesperson tag anywhere you want. You could put it down here, you could put it up in the top under the invoice number, and it would tell you the salesperson name. We're not going to want to put their commission in the invoice, but that's a customization you can make easily. And the cost summary is a little more simplified version, because we just want to keep it down to the basics. And that is kind of the basics of creating custom user functions to transform one value to another, and you can use those in calculations. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and click subscribe to keep up on the latest proposal writing tips with Proposal Kit.